In this part, we are going to talk about the map functions, the filter functions, and also the lambda functions. So in the first example, we are going to use the map function. And first, we are going to create the list. If you remember the list comprehension, we can create a list from 1 to 5. So now you can see there's a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in order to make them to have a square, we can create a function. So what we expect is 1 and then 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, and 5 square is 25. So we will have a each items is powered by 2. So we want to create the function first. So we create the square functions, and then we can pass the number, and then it will return the numbers which is powered by 2. And then in here we create another list. So we execute this first, and then we create another list, and we map the function to the list 1. And in order to create another list, we have to use the list functions. So after we execute this, we can see we have 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25, which is this squared by 2. This is this square, and 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, and 5 square is 25. And you may also, if you remember, you can use this powered by 2, and then this also can create another list that has a powered by 2 items. And this is just for demonstrate how to use the map function. So these two methods also can create a list which is powered by 2. And the next part is we are going to demonstrate another use case. So for example, we want to create another user list which has age between 1 years old and 100 years old, and we want to create 10 items. So we create import randoms, and then users is equal to random.randint from 1 to 100, and then we create the users 54, 82, 17, 93, 18, and 24. And the first is we define another function is adult, and then we are going to check if age is greater than equal to 18, it will return adult, else it will return kid. So we are going to map the functions for each of the items. So we use the map is adult and then users. So for those who is greater than or equal to 18, it will return adult, this word, and the others will return kid. So let's have a try. So now you can see the list. Only one is kid, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth item, the sixth user, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the kid. Other is greater than or equal to 18. So others are adults. The filter functions returns an iterator where the items are filtered through a function to test if the item is accepted or not. So this should be returned true or false. So for the filter, we are going to filter the adults. If the age is greater than or equal to 18, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So the criteria is you have to create the function which is return true or false, so not the same as this one. So you can compare these two function is very similar, except one is return the word and the other is return the boolean. So now we can again map to the users, and since we already create a user list at here, we do not need to create again. So if we just want to filter those age is greater than 18, then it will have almost all of this, except that you can see the 17 disappear. So for example, if we do in opposite, now you can see we just have 17 because only this user is less than 18 years old. So we turn back this one first. So the last is the lambda functions. For the lambda functions, we can back to these functions, and you can see because we do not want to have the name of the functions, so we can delete the define. So the use of this kind of expression is because we just want to use this one times only. We do not want to make a very complicated functions. And we can then remove this. Now you can see this is very similar to this part, and because if we just add the lambda here, this already create a lambda expression, which is the same as this one. So we make this as markdown. So now we can make a name square is equal to lambda num power by 2. So if we create this square, then 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And we can use this instead of using the square functions. And for example, we can map this part to here, and then which map to this one already created on the top. And maybe we remove this first, back to 1 2 3 4 5, and then we can execute this one. Now you can see we also get the same result, 1 4 9 16 and 25. And actually you can also replace this with square, because we already assign the name is square, so you may see this seem the same as this one. And now we can go to execute this again, and now you can see the results are the same. Maybe we change add one more item. You can see it really works for using the lambda functions. So we go to this one square. You can see we have one more items, which is 6 times 6, which is from the last item of this list one. And we can also use to return some text rather than doing some calculations. For example, for is adult, we can also use the lambda x, and we return the adult. So actually we are going to compare. Maybe we copy this. So this is actually this one. For the x, we want to check if the age is greater than 18. We want to return adult, so this is same as this one. and then else it will return kit. And so we can execute this one, and then we map the function to the user, and now you can see the results are the same. So you can also can expect how to do for the filter. So for the filter, instead of return the adult, we want to return true or false. So we just replace the adult with true and kit with false, and then we use the filter functions, and then use the filter that we just created for the users. And now you can see the results are the same. Maybe we zoom out this one. You can see this result is exactly the same as this result. So this is how to use the map function, the filter function, and also the lambda expressions.